Hi todos and good morning! This is a week of eats by a college student that is lactose intolerant and has a couple of tummy issues. I don't know what it is exactly. I do think it's tied to stress, but it's just like there are random foods I can't eat because my stomach either doesn't digest them well or I bloat like really easily. And so I have kind of been cautious about what I eat and the types of foods that I eat. And a lot of that aligns with things that don't produce like extra gas or acidity in my stomach. But I'm not a professional. I just want to just make a disclaimer, obviously. This is just a week of what I eat. All of these things I'm making, I've got it kind of like tailored to sensitive tummies. If you guys can pull some inspo from that for your own meals, go for it. Meal prep with me. So typically I like to do potatoes and then some sort of green. It can vary from like green beans. Normally it's green beans or Brussels sprouts. Those are my go-tos. And these are mini potatoes, like just a regular bag of mini potatoes. I like colored potatoes, so I love my purple ones. That was irrelevant. Anywho, so I just salted and peppered both of them and I laid down my Brussels sprouts face flat so that they crisp up a little bit more. But we have potatoes, Brussels sprouts, and then on my other pan, I'm gonna put my salmon. Quick, simple, easy. If you have a bigger pan, you could even fit the salmon on there, but I'm prepping this for the week. So these are gonna go in the oven at 400 for about, I kind of eyeball it, maybe like 40 minutes until everything like cooks all the way through. And then we're gonna work on the salmon. Oh my gosh. Most important ingredient, pimentón de la vera de España. So this is smoked paprika, but this is from Spain. We found some at Home Goods, but this one's directly from Spain, but I have seen them at Home Goods, just like different brands. And that is basically done. And that is also gonna go in the oven. I only put 2 pieces of salmon in because that's all I have, but typically I make like 4 or 5. And then I separate them into containers and then I put them in the fridge. And that's basically like a solid meal for lunchtime for the week. And then I also have pasta on hand. Oh, I really wish I recorded that. I keep forgetting to video what I make. Like I'm in the middle of making it and then I remember. Like I just finished making bread pudding and it's so simple. Y'all, I'm gonna list out the ingredients right here because again, I completely forgot to video it. So I had like a whole French loaf left over and it was stale. I just broke it up into little pieces and then I added 2 cups of milk, 4 eggs, half a cup of sugar, a sprinkle of cinnamon and vanilla, all into a bowl, mixed it up, and then I poured it over the pieces of leftover bread, and then I baked it at 325 for about 30 minutes, and now I have breakfast for the rest of the week. I cannot believe I didn't record it, but it's okay because you have the recipe list right here. But yeah, yum. I didn't add half a cup of sugar because I don't like things super sweet, and so this is definitely under sugared, so I will be eating this with maple syrup. Y'all, my meal prep is out of the oven. It looks great. Now the last step is to drizzle honey over the Brussels sprouts, and you want to do that while it's warm. Technically this is only enough for 2 meals, but it's okay. Or I guess with the amount of leftover size I can do more. Yum. Oh, I'm so glad that I meal prepped yesterday because this is perfect. I'm so tired today. I would not have been able to do anything.
Bruh.
Yo. So good. Buenos dias, my beautiful people. Something I have been hyper fixated on. I'm normally at phases, right? I had a whole like 3 months of just eating avocado toast with everything but the bagel seasoning. And now it's switched to waffles. And so my current hyper fixation is this right here. It is a waffle, an Eggo waffle, specifically blueberry. And it has peanut butter and a banana on top. And then on the side, I will eat chobani. And I know what you're thinking.
Amina, isn't that dairy?
Yes, but it is Greek yogurt. And so it doesn't have as much lactose as regular yogurt. And if I eat yogurt after I eat something like solid or like a carb, it's fine because it kind of coats my stomach before I put in the dairy. I've tested so many different things out, y'all. But also it's because just having yogurt straight up in the morning is not always the best for your stomach. I don't even know why. Let me look this up. Eating yogurt on an empty stomach can increase production of stomach acid, causing irritating GI symptoms, which makes so much sense. sense because yogurt has a lot of lactic acid. There's your scientific answer. But first up this morning, in the morning, we're having waffles. And if you're not a fan of these, you can also get the protein ones by, you know, the Bear brand? Darn it, I forgot what it's called. Power Waffles by Kodiak. So if you want more protein, you can get those. Stomach issue started when I started college, and that's how I know they're stress related. And I've met several friends here at Baylor and even this past summer in London where people have the same issues. And so sourdough is like a big friend of ours. Lots of eggs, lots of rice, lots of fruits. Berries are also my very best friends. Typically fruits that are not super sweet also, because I realized that like even bananas, too much banana is too much sugar for my stomach and then I bloat, which is so odd. But I know that this is like a stress issue. I mean, I think part of it is stress, but then the other part is that I've always been really sensitive, like stomach wise. And I know this because every time I go home, I'm like totally fine. I eat any and all things. And then when I'm back here, it's like they flare up again. And so mom and I have concluded que tiene que ver con el estrés, porque si no, no tiene sentido que no me haga daño nada cuando estoy en casa. Y luego cuando vuelvo, todo me hace daño. And it varies. Sometimes like I can eat certain veggies and I'm fine, and then other days I'm not. Therefore, it's kind of odd. The plan that I follow now, it's not really a plan. It's just what I've discovered. Anything that's like super, super acidic or anything that produces a lot of gas. Basically, it's kind of like the FODMAP diet where I just avoid things that are too sugary and too just acid producing. And that's the whole point of FODMAP, is that you don't overdo it in certain ingredients, if that makes sense, or certain elements of it, and a lot of that is like sugar. I don't know, my experience has been like so odd. I think it was really, really bad like a year ago. I had to eat like early on in the day to be able to move and like walk it off, because then if I ate it too late in the day, my stomach would flare up again and I wouldn't be able to go to sleep. Like horrible like bloating to the point of like tears. Awful. And it wasn't just like bloating in my stomach, it would be bloating like in my intestine area. Like I could feel it. I don't know what it is. If y'all are experiencing the same thing, I feel like it's very common in like college adults, which is unfortunate. All this to say, I am feeling so much better. I have been really just trying to eat everything and anything that I can, but being cautious with amounts. And I think amounts is like the key thing that either triggers my stomach or doesn't. I'm talking about all of this on top of stress. Yo, what up my peeps? I'm back with another meal. This is pasta. This is another lunch dinner meal that I normally make. And it's really good because again, it is dairy free. I meal prepped this yesterday. I should have vlogged it, but made a whole thing of it. So this ravioli is from Trader Joe's. It is, let me show you the two that I typically buy. Dairy-free ravioli. Butternut squash ravioli, this one. Again, it's just squash. And vegan spinach and cashew ravioli. These two pastas, increíble. They're so good. I've tried a ton of dairy-free pastas and there's nothing quite as good as those two. So this one is the squash one. And then in a pan, all I add is mushrooms, onions. I saute them till they get a little bit golden with oil. And then I add meat. So this is like 90% lean organic beef. While that's cooking, I add paprika, salt, pepper to the beef, like so all together. And then I add this sauce for sensitive tummies. Yo, the best sauce because it's sensitive marinara. Therefore, it has no added garlic, onion, and anything that could like really irritate your stomach. And the reason why I can add onion when I make it is because I saute it enough to where it's like not acidic anymore. So this one is good because it's sensitive. Oh my gosh, I add that and nutritional yeast to make it a little cheesy. It has added protein. Very easy, and that is it. You just put it together with your ravioli, which takes like 6 minutes to boil, and that's it. You are basically meal prepped with pasta for the rest of the week. I have like a whole container right there. Pasta is my go-to because I get my carbs, my proteins, my veggies all in there, and then I have some sourdough. And on top, it's Parmesan. Parmesan is typically okay for sensitive tummies too, because again, it doesn't have as much lactose because it's aged for a longer period of time. I add a little bit of Parmesan on top, but you do what you will. It's so good. Make this. Another meal. This one we got at Costco. These gyro strips of meat are delicious. And then paired with like pita bread or flatbread, a flatbread of some sort. And then I have my like hummus and condiments. I don't have tzatziki sauce, which is unfortunate, but I have hummus. So I'm gonna put that on. Then I'm gonna add my beef, then my toppings. Costco has some great options in terms of like quantity and health. Basically, they have a lot of like ready to go, ready to eat foods like this, and it's perfect for a college student like me because even if the quantity seems like a lot, I freeze half of it and then the other half I have in my fridge to eat on hand at any moment. But truly, this is the softest meat. It's so good, and it's one of my favorites. This one along with like Swedish meatballs, I don't know if they still have them, but I'm obsessed with both of them from Costco. Hey y'all, I'm back with another recipe. A must make. HEB tortillas, avocado. I normally get these crispy hash brown dices, like frozen potato pieces, and then I make an egg, and I got some bacon, and that's my little like breakfast taco for the mornings. And my favorite thing is this salsa, which again is good for tummy sensitive people because it's mild. This is typically either breakfast or like today, a lunch meal. A little bit of salsita. Taste test. Okay. So good. It's so yummy. I keep forgetting to film my food, and it's because when I get home, I'm so hungry. I eat in like 2 seconds. So before I eat this meal, tuna egg sandwich with roasted red peppers. All you really need is tuna in olive oil, and then I mix that with hard-boiled eggs and mayo, mustard, and a little bit of dill. But I was in such a rush I didn't put dill. Then you have your red peppers, roasted red peppers, Espanol style. All you have to do is put them in the oven, covered in foil at 350 degrees. I'm actually not sure how long, but it's until they turn a little dark. Then you rotate them, you leave them in for like a few more minutes. Then you take them out, you peel them, and then you have roasted red peppers. Then you can dress them with balsamic vinegar, Spanish aceite de oliva. That's it. And then you layer it with the sandwich, and you got yourself another meal. Y'all. And if you're not in the mood for a sandwich, you can also use crackers and eat it as a dip, the tuna, and then add red pepper on top. You can honestly eat it however. Hello, and welcome back to another day of recipes. I recently studied abroad in London. If you haven't seen those videos, go check them out right here. The one thing that I regret not having tried while I was there is the potatoes. There is like this guy that's trending on TikTok. They're called like the Spudmen, something like that. But they sell really crispy like jacket potatoes, and then they like cut them open and have like beans and like meats and everything inside. And I did not have a chance to go. So the recipe for today, inspired by my current cravings, we're making jacket potatoes. And I even bought this thing. Apparently this is what they have in the UK. It's the beans with tomato sauce. From what I heard online, is that you set your oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. A pan. And then you wash these. Also, the best sponges that you guys could ever get are these style sponges from H Mart. They clean like no other. They last for forever. Get yourselves one of these. You poke them, you coat them with salt, pepper, and olive oil. I also heard that it bakes better if you wrap it in aluminum foil, which makes sense. And then you just leave them in the oven for 45 minutes to an hour so that they get really, really, really crispy. Or air frying always does wonders. So I'm just gonna take the longer route. An hour it is for me. Okay, y'all, I took the potato out of the oven and I unwrapped it halfway through because obviously if it's wrapped, it steams it. It got a little bit crispier. I left it in for an additional 30 minutes after like the hour passed. Okay, well, it's not crispy, but it still looks good. Oh, dang, that's hot. Oh yeah, that's boiling. Y'all, I've never had this before. Let's hope this is good. Interesting. Oh my gosh. I cannot wait to try this. Look at that. Here we go, y'all. I'm excited. It better be good, though. I'm gonna be so sad if it isn't. Hold on. I don't know what I was expecting. It tastes exactly what it is. Potatoes, beans, cheese. It's good, though. Maybe next time I will make some chili. Not bad. Oh my gosh, I have sour cream. I don't think they use sour cream in the UK. Stop it right now. No wonder. I was like, what am I missing? Besides the meat, obviously. A little bit. But this is gonna be so much better. Y'all, now it's good. You need the sour cream. But anyway, another easy meal. It's just a potato. I bet if you have like leftover veggies, leftover whatever, you can just, we both learned something new today. Hola todos! Hello, hello. You have leftover ground beef. So we made like a whole pan of ground beef, added tomato sauce, the whole shebang. But if you're not in the mood for pasta, you can also just make nachos. And again, coming from someone who's dairy-free, I found the best queso alternative like on planet Earth. When I say I've tried every single alternative, I have tried every single alternative. And this one right here, Gredo, I get this from Whole Foods. This brand right here is the best brand that actually tastes like cheese and not plastic ever. Here, I have another version as well. This one's queso blanco. This one is regular cheesy cheddar queso, but this one's cashew queso and this one is oat milk. Regardless, those are the very best alternatives. Tastes exactly like queso. So I was craving nachos today. Unfortunately, I'm out of tortilla chips and I went to H-E-B earlier today. Slipped my mind. I'm not gonna leave my house again. So I've air fried my corn tortillas. This batch just came out a little bit toasted, but it's okay. I bet you still taste good. You won't even be able to tell once I put toppings on them. Corn tortillas, my chips, and now I'm going to top it with my meat. Okay, va-va-boom. A little bit of lettuce and tomates. We're stacking it up. On the side, queso. So there y'all go. Nachos. And I'm about to play Lilo and Stitch. Oh my lord, it looks so good. Ooh. Nachos. Try it. Delicioso. Let me know what other kinds of foods. There's still so many I have not like made. I'll probably make a part 2 to this. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Adios, umis.